And welcome everybody back to the Magnetico podcast. I am your host Jason. I'm here with Cole.
What's going on, everybody?
He's got a mouthful of pasta.
Mouthful of chicken cutlet.
Chicken cutlet. And we got my guy from Fort Lauderdale / Miami, but he's everywhere, Carolina Sen. What's good?
What's good, y'all? What's going on? Happy to be here. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming on. So
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yeah.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys.
2025. Shit crazy.
Crazy.
Already. We 7-8 days in is wild.
You never know what's gonna happen. I don't even want to put the news on. So we're gonna go ahead and start with college football, guys. The first question I got for you guys is we've got the Final Four.
Notre Dame
are set. Texas versus Ohio State and Penn State versus Notre Dame. So the first question I want to ask before we get into predictions on who's going to win those two games and the ultimate title. If there wasn't a new playoff this season, I'll start with Seneca. If there wasn't a new playoff this year, would these potentially be the Final Four teams? Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, and Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia probably would have been in the mix, maybe, based on, the SEC glazing that goes on. And so, listen, y'all know how much I hate Ohio State, right? Like, I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan. I despise Ohio State. I can't stand them. I hate them with a passion. The way I want them to beat Texas, though, because Texas is barely an SEC team as it is because this was their first year in, and they didn't play anybody in the top half of the SEC except for Georgia. But I'm so sick of this SEC nonsense. But no, I do. To answer your question, I think it'd been them. Maybe I think Georgia probably would have beat out Notre Dame as far as because that's where they were ranked at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Cole. Top four teams, did they get it right? Or did the system get it right?
Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame, correct?
Yep.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'd probably say Georgia's probably in the mix, maybe Oregon. But,
So ultimately, even though it was a little expanded playoff, they got it right.
Yeah, for the most part.
I think it worked. It worked itself out.
It worked itself out.
Yeah.
All right, start with Cole this time. What do you think? It's the first year to go to the 12 teams expanded, and the first round was kind of crappy. So do you think?
I disagree.
There was some there were blowouts.
There was one blowout.
Yeah, 42.
In Tennessee.
Penn State blew out SMU.
Yeah, that was a blowout for sure.
Yeah.
But the Big Ten team only lost by 10 points.
Yeah, but then even in the second round, Texas, Arizona State was a good game. Ohio State blows out Oregon.
No. But the thing is about Texas, Arizona State game, it wasn't really competitive until the fourth quarter.
Yeah. But Ohio State handled it. I don't know how they
Hold on. But that was in Arizona State's favor. Texas had to come back in that game.
Oregon got blew out by 20. Penn State.
It was 34-0 at one point.
Penn State.
So here's the thing, right? This is the thing because I have an SEC buddy, and I'm like, so why? So SMU gets blowed out, and they're like, they didn't deserve to be there. Oregon got destroyed, blowed out, and nobody's like, they didn't deserve to be there. Blowouts are just going to happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes teams aren't prepared, or the other team is more prepared. And they show up, so we can't gauge it based off blowouts.
That's true.
I think both Oregon obviously deserve to be in there, and SMU deserve to be in there. They won the ACC. They're 11-2 was their record, right? And they're only
I believe so.
They had 2 ranked losses. So
I think it's gonna work itself out because just like Seneca said, you're gonna have it's part of the game. No, Georgia. They didn't have their quarterback. They lose 23.
Clemson blew out Alabama a few years ago, and nobody was like, "Oh, Alabama didn't deserve to be there."
Yeah. So overall, Seneca, what is your take on the first year with the 12-team playoff? You like it? You wish it never happened? You want to see it expanded? Leave it alone and see how it plays out?
No, I think the 12 is right. I think what they're looking at as far as getting rid of the automatic conference championship buys and just doing seeding will probably work out better.
I agree.
I think they're still talking about if you win, if you're one of the Power Four, and then next year we'll have a Power Five. I think if you win your conference chip, you can still get in, but you may not be in the top 8 seeds depending on where you're ranked or whatnot like that, right? So like if you win your conference, 7 or 8-3 or whatever, something like that, you'll still get in, but you'll be ranked, you'll be seeded 12th or something. But I think that'll work out even better.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should be, I think it should be ranked by seed. Like Boise State was what? They were like ranked 12th or 11th at the end of the season, but they got a bye just because they won the Mountain West. So
right, and SMU probably wouldn't have got their bye.
Yeah,
maybe Arizona State as well. You know what I'm saying? And
Arizona State won the Big 12, so.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just because you win your conference chip won't mean you get an automatic bye. You still got to be ranked where
I think it should be the top 4 teams, like the top 4 seeded teams.
We're always going to have a BCS discussion, no matter if it's 16 teams, 32 teams, 48, whoever is on the outside looking in. We're always going to have, like, I wasn't mad Miami didn't get, I was mad as a fan that Miami didn't get in, but like, I understand like why they chose who they chose. Like, we're always going to have those debates.
Yeah, there's no perfect system. Because even in youth ball, when teams sign up to go to tournaments, it's like everybody feels like, oh, I got a bad seed. I got, that's it.
I think they could create a perfect system but they don't want to do it, right? Because they want, I think it was like hockey. It's like, we've got point systems in other sports where based on schedules, wins, win by however many points you win by or whatever. Like, we can look at if they took the time, people way smarter than me, actuaries and stuff, and they took the time to figure out how to score, like what weighs what, strength of schedule, wins versus losses versus a ranked opponent, whatever. You could have a system where at the end of the year, you're like, whether or not you're happy about it, what you had to do to get in or get out instead of it. Because really right now we're just BCS 2.0, right? It's whatever the committee decides and that's it.
That's true. All right, so let's get into this game. We got Ohio State and Texas. It's a pretty even matchup according to ESPN fans, 49.4% to 50.6%. Slight edge to Texas. Texas is a 5.5-point favorite. Seneca, I know you said you want to see Ohio State lose, but give us a prediction on this game.
No, this is the first time. This is only the second time ever I've wanted Ohio State to win a game. I wanted them to beat the brakes off of Tennessee. I'm just sick of the SEC, so I wanted them to beat the brakes off Tennessee. I think they win by. I think Texas has been overrated. Though, like I said, the only team they played in the top half of the SEC conference is Georgia.
They play Florida,
right? And I think, like I said, top half. And so, you look at they played some friend. I think A&M maybe was right with Florida, like in the middle, right? But I'm saying the next 4 best teams in the SEC, they didn't play, right? So I think they're overrated, and surprisingly, God knows, Ohio State's gonna beat them by double digits.
Yeah, they've got wins against number 10 Michigan, number 18 Oklahoma,
number 10 Michigan
at the time when they played them. Number 10 Michigan,
right?
18 Oklahoma.
Yeah, you're right.
They lost to number 5 Georgia, beat number 25 Vanderbilt, beat an unranked Florida team.
They barely beat that Vanderbilt team though. It was like 3 points,
right?
And then they beat number 20 Texas A&M.
Right, and then when you look at the SEC, A&M is the highest ranked the team outside of Georgia, right? So then they played the bottom half of. Vanderbilt had a good year. Kudos to them, but they still not. It's Vanderbilt. You know what I mean?
They went 6-6. That's not.
That's trash.
Yeah,
it's trash in college though. Like, you know what I mean? Like. You can win a division in the NFL going 8, used to be 8-8 when it was 16, but that's trash in college, So
who's winning?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking like somebody give me a prediction.
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
I told you by double digits.
Okay, you saying double digits? Ohio State.
Double digits.
I also think that Texas is a little bit overrated, but I don't think they lose by double digits. There's no way, man. There's no way that Texas.
If you're telling me Texas is getting -5, I'm for the first time ever in my life, I'm probably going to bet on Ohio State.
I think they lose by 5. Texas does. I got Ohio State.
I got Texas. I got Ohio State by like 13 or 15.
That's insane. That's great.
I will say, when you make the run, because I just read off all their wins, right? Let's just say Texas makes a run and wins this whole thing. You beat Clemson in the playoff. You beat Arizona State in the playoff. You beat Ohio State in the playoff. And then in the championship game, you beat either Notre Dame or Penn State.
Which will be Notre Dame.
That's a hell of a run to win. And that's what I meant when we were talking earlier, Cole, on other shows about teams built for the run. Boise State, Indiana, I didn't see it. Because that run you got to make to win
I agree with that.
That's
I agree with it.
All right, so the other game we got is Penn State and Notre Dame. Cole's a Notre Dame fan, so he may be a little biased on this one.
I'm not biased. Notre Dame has the better defense, and I feel like they just have the overall advantage. Yeah. I feel like they have. I feel like it's gonna be a low scoring game. What's the prop at? Do you know?
It is right now. Notre Dame is favored by 2.5.
Yeah, I think.
I do want to say that to your point about the playoff run too. The good thing about the 12, I mean, it happened with the 4 because you had to beat 2 or whatever. But with the 12, there's no question. Even if you are SMU or Ohio State or whoever, you earned it by the time you won the championship.
Yeah, I don't think. By the time I'll agree with that. But I think Penn State played a little tougher schedule than Notre Dame. I'm going Penn State. I ain't even picking.
You're a Penn State fan, right?
I am.
You gotta think though, right? Like you get to the playoffs. There's a lot of teams don't have 4 tough games on their schedule.
Right.
They may have 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? Like realistically, most teams only have 3 games that are supposed to be real tough for them.
Yep.
I think Notre Dame's going to win. I want Penn State to win, but I think Notre Dame's going to win.
All right.
And it'll be low scoring because that is 2 of the best defenses in the country.
But I'm gonna take Penn State by 5. Like I'm gonna put a parlay on Ohio State, and Penn State.
That'll be. Yeah, I may have to look into what I'm going to do. I might do a 2-game parlay on that. But I think Penn State's going to win this one. I think Notre Dame is, until they get in the conference, I always want them.
Notre Dame surprised me with Georgia, though, because I thought Notre Dame, because, Notre Dame is non-conference. I looked at their schedule a little more in depth after our group chat. But, they had 2 tough games all year. Right. So I expected Georgia, I guess I'd fell for a little bit of the SEC hype myself. I expected Georgia to bash auto. And I'm like, yeah, the SEC, this reign of the SEC is over with the NIL, baby.
Yeah. Everybody figured out the cheat code.
Yeah. The SEC code.
All right. Shifting gears into the NFL. Wild card weekend coming up this weekend.
Let's go Bucks, baby.
We got, we'll start over in the AFC. Texans and Chargers. Seneca, who you got?
I'm going to be honest with you. I watched all college football this year, and I didn't watch hardly any pro football this year.
I'm the same.
I'm always more intrigued with college than pro. But usually I do follow it. I didn't really even follow it this year. I had so much going on with the music and everything else. But I'm gonna say I think the Texans are gonna pull this. Where's it at though? Is it in LA or is it in?
It's in LA. LA's a 3-point favorite.
Man, I think the Texans will get the upset.
Cole, Texans or Chargers?
Wait, Chargers are a favorite?
Yep.
Yeah, I got the Chargers. I mean, this is a game. Texans are depleted on both sides of the ball.
And you know, with home games, the home team gets 3 points automatically from Vegas, right?
Yeah, so they're basically saying it's a
they
wash.
got it even.
They got an even wash game.
I got the Chargers have been playing good football all year. They stepped up their defense with Jim Harbaugh. And yeah, I mean, Lad McConkey stepped up, man. Honestly, he's from Georgia. I don't like anybody from Georgia, all right? But you got to give props. You got to give credit where credit is due. Lad McConkey is a top 3 rookie receiver. And that's saying something because they're really good rookie receivers this year.
All right, Ravens at the Steelers. Lance's Super Bowl favorite here, Ravens. They are a 10-point favorite against the Steelers.
I was about to say double-digit Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens.
I agree.
The Steelers backed in. The Steelers backed into the playoffs. So
double-digit Ravens. I agree.
All right, Bills Broncos. Bills are a 8.5-point favorite.
Against who again?
Bills Broncos.
In Buffalo. Yeesh. This might be tough.
I think, but Denver plays in cold, so that's not going to be much for them. But I think after now Kansas City sat everybody, but I think Denver's on a roll. Like this would be my upset alert game.
No way, man. No way. You're telling me rookie quarterback Bo Nix.
Josh Allen is so inconsistent in the playoffs.
Whoa. No. I mean, playoffs, sure.
I mean, which Super Bowl he won in the last 5 years?
This
right.
We talking about the Broncos here. We talking about the Broncos.
But I'm saying,
who had made the playoffs in 7 years? Broncos?
But you're hanging your hat on Josh Allen. I'm asking you, what Super Bowl did he win in the last 5 years? Right. So at some point, he's choked every year in the playoffs. At some point,
we know the Chiefs have made the Super Bowl like every year but one, right?
Well, we could say the same thing about Lamar and the Ravens. Though.
Exactly.
No, I don't disagree with that. But I think they have a better team right now. But I'm just saying, I think I'm just saying this.
This is your upset alert.
Yeah, Buffalo's supposed to win the game.
So what you're saying?
This is my upset alert.
What you're saying is you'll take Denver in the 8.5.
Oh, they get 8.5?
8.5.
Oh, man, added a third leg to the parlay there. Yeah. Oh.
Listen.
You better go on and make your bet now, though, because the lines may move a little.
Yeah.
I've got
8.5 is crazy.
That is kind of crazy, I'm not going to lie.
And it's like 8 inches of snow up there.
I'll take the under on that game.
100%.
What's the over under?
Oh, I don't even know.
It's probably like 42.5.
I bet it's like 36, 38 probably.
No, take the under. It's 47.5.
Holy that's free. Yo, that's free money.
That's crazy.
All right, but listen. We haven't seen Josh Allen play to this level yet. He is a top 2 MVP contender with Lamar. It's either him or Lamar. Or if the Bengals made the playoffs, it would have been Joe Burrow. Anyway, but we haven't seen Josh Allen play like this ever. Like he's on a fantastic season, and it's gonna continue into the playoffs.
All right,
time for him to choke.
We'll see
and we'll see when the Bills win by 10 plus against the Broncos. I like the Broncos. I like their defense. I like Bo Nix, but no way.
We're gonna have to put
I'm a fan of the Bills. I like the Bills. I'm just saying, he's so inconsistent. Like I just feel like he chokes in the playoffs.
I low key root for the Bills every year just because I witnessed their fans lose 4 in a row.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, I just want to see them win.
They got
an amazing team.
They got a couple Gators too. They got Kyrie Elam, Osiris Torrance.
No one cares.
All right, Cole said. Moving over to the NFC, Rams Vikings. What we got? Minnesota is only a 1.5 point favorite. So
after last,
I got the Vikes by 3.
Listen, if there's an underdog game, this is my underdog game. The Rams.
Is it at Minnesota?
It's at LA. It's in LA.
4 and 5 seed.
Because the Bucks would have played the Vikings if the Rams would have won, but they benched their starters for some reason. Anyway, but it's in LA. The Rams are one of the most underrated teams in the league. They beat the Bills. And yeah, I mean,
So who?
the Bills.
So
Yeah, because Josh Allen choked, right?
But the score was
Like,
44.
you just helping.
The score was
Just helping make
44.
my point.
The score
You
was
just helping make my
44 to
point.
42. Do we want to look at Josh Allen's stats that game?
Just helping make my point. You know what I'm saying?
all right, number
He didn't
3,
close.
number 3, Tampa
No. We're
Bay.
not moving on yet. We're not moving on yet. I want to look at these stats. Look at this. 342 passing yards, three passing touchdowns, 82 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground.
How many
Do you think he
interceptions?
would have?
0 interceptions.
Yeah.
That's a good
Do you
game.
think he would have won the game?
Yeah.
Do you think he would have won the game?
Yeah, you know who sold the game? The defense. That's all right though. We don't want to talk about that. Give me the Rams.
All right, Buccaneers, Commanders.
Buccaneers next game.
This guy,
You know,
Bucky
this is my
Irving.
trend.
Bucky
This is
Irving
my
legacy
trend.
game, bro.
This is my transition year over to the Raiders, but you know I got a soft spot for the Bucs, so we'll go. What's the spread on that?
Commanders, I think, are the favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
Tampa Bay 3 points.
All right, we should be. Buccaneers.
So it should be, yeah. I think Tampa by like 3 or 4.
All right,
We blew them out earlier in the season, so.
Well, for Bucks fans, this next game.
Baker's inconsistent too, though. I love Baker. I'm a fan of Baker because he planted a flag on Ohio State's midfield, you know. But he's inconsistent.
I'll
too.
agree to a certain extent, but Baker has been a top 5 quarterback in the league this year.
Ooh,
I want to say that.
That's a hot take.
You can't name 5 quarterbacks better than Baker this year.
I'm not.
You
even
mean
sure.
production? You mean production wise, not necessarily. You're gonna take 5 quarterbacks over Baker.
I'm talking about this. You can 100%. You probably take let me show. You probably take like 7, 8 quarterbacks over Baker. But
right.
This season,
he's been a top 10. I give him top 10. I don't know about top 5, but I give him top 10.
This season, though, production wise, he's been top 5.
This has been a good redemption year for him.
He made a believer out of me because I was hard critical on him.
Yeah,
Eagles,
you were.
Eagles, Packers.
Mm.
Bucks fans, you're gonna want the Packers to win this one because it would be another home game for Tampa.
Mm.
So, but
So we want the Pack.
Not necessarily if the Rams win. No, the Rams.
they play the Lions.
Yeah,
so
never mind. Yeah, right.
the winner of the Bucks Commanders
What's
plays
the
winner.
spread?
Spread is Eagles -4.
Only a -4.
Only -4.
You know what? Just because I know Lance is going to hear this at some point in time, Eagles fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory.
Hey, didn't they quarterback leave the game last week hurt? Like, why are you playing?
Who?
The Green Bay quarterback.
Jordan by the way, I hate Jordan Love. I hate him. I don't know
Why
why.
you hate him?
I just hate Jordan Love.
That's-
I hate everything
that's
about him,
not
dude.
That sounds
He
so
sucks.
definitive.
He
Why
sucks.
you hate him? He don't suck.
He
now.
plays
Calm
like
down.
he plays like how I play in Madden. He's be throwing shit.
Well, that's true. Well, if that's the case, he does suck because you suck at Madden. So, but
Bro, Seneca, I will play you like right now and kill you.
you lost your last 2 games against me in
It's like
college football. So I don't understand.
and that was
I
like
don't-
4 months ago.
It's the same EA mechanics. So,
It's
so
not.
you've been
It's
training for
not.
4 months.
It's
You've been
not.
training for 4
I don't
months.
even play college football like that anymore. I will kick your.
I don't blame you. The way you played before, I would quit playing myself too.
All right.
He acts like I'm bad. He won on a fumble recovery touchdown.
What team in the AFC? Because I'm just going to put my thing out there. The 2 teams that are sitting at home this week are the 2 teams that be playing in the Super Bowl. So I want each of you to tell me which team can knock the Chiefs off and which team can knock the Lions off.
The Buccaneers knocked the Lions off.
Okay.
Buccaneers beat the Lions already. Like I'm not even being biased here. Bucks should beat the Lions.
Okay. So Cole goes with the Bucks knocking off the Lions and the.
I think that if they're firing on all cylinders, the Ravens could beat the brakes off of Kansas City.
Yeah, it's possible, but at home in Kansas City, I don't see anybody beating the brakes off the Chiefs in Kansas City.
I'm saying with the powerful offense that the Ravens have, that doesn't mean they'd have to be all the way on though, right? Like it'd have to be like one of their best games of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But they have the talent to beat Kansas City. I don't know that anybody else in the AFC's got the talent to beat them.
Yeah.
I think it might be the Bills.
Here we go.
I think it could be it's either the Bills or the Ravens, if anybody.
Yeah.
It's
If Josh Allen's not starting.
This is some Josh Allen play. Josh Allen's better than Joe Burrow, by the way. I just want to put that. But I said it before the season, Josh Allen is better than Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen's better than Joe Burrow still.
Ooh, it's crazy.
Seneca,
but you know who beats Kansas City occasionally? Cincinnati. You know who doesn't beat Kansas City? Buffalo.
You know who can't beat the Patriots? Cincinnati.
That's right, but the Patriots ain't winning the Super Bowl. The road goes through Kansas City, not New England.
Listen, until somebody.
No, I won't lie though. Like the Chiefs are scared of the Bengals. They rested their
Bad.
starters on purpose.
That ain't why they rested them. They rested them because Jordan Love getting hurt in Green Bay. That's why you rest
Love. That's a whole other conference.
Right.
What are we talking about?
I think
what I'm saying is you don't play your players if everything's locked up.
Yeah.
You get them an extra week of rest.
Packers are playing for a better seed.
No, I mean I get it. I'm just saying the reason why you don't play them is because they could get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
I think the only team that could beat the Chiefs will meet them in the Super Bowl, and that's the Lions. If the Lions make it, because the Bucks could get there. Bucks ain't beating the Chiefs.
I think the Lions are that team too, though.
Bucks almost beat the Chiefs. We went to OT with them. The only reason they won.
This is Patty Mahomes, man.
Oh
this
God.
is the GOAT. This is the Michael Jordan of the NFL, Cole.
This is the LeBron James of the NFL right now.
Listen, because if Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl this year, we got to start having the conversation.
We already had it.
I know, but I'm just saying, like this really puts it like we know the numerical amount that Tom Brady won, but as fast as Patrick Mahomes has gotten, what would it be?
This would be a
5?
Fourth, I think.
Yeah. It would be 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like we'd have to have that conversation. Like
I'm not gonna lie, my friend's a Chiefs fan. I told him if Patrick Mahomes three-peats, he's the GOAT.
And shout out to college football.
Oh yeah, I forgot it would be a 3-peat.
And it's the first ever 3-peat ever. Yeah, it's got to be Patty.
Well, I just wanted to shout out college football and the NFL for figuring out the schedule. Because the Penn State Notre game is on Thursday night, and the Ohio State Texas game is on Friday.
Oh, it's
perfect. Which means it's Saturday NFL, Sunday NFL.
Sunday. Oh, well, it's gonna be a great weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
Monday. They got a game too. They got Rams Vikings on Monday.
And
that's what's up.
And I got to work Saturday night, and there's no college.
It's the best time of year. This is the best time of year.
The Bucks are playing on Saturday. I mean Sunday. Sorry.
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday, 8 p.m. Be there, be square.
So, did you see the end of the Bucks game, Seneca, before we wrap this show up?
No, what happened?
Oh, so beautiful.
Mike Evans, he needs, how many yards did he need? 6?
I read that they got him I read they got him in there.
So, I needed him to score a touchdown, anytime touchdown from my parlay. Okay. He's trying to get like 6 yards. They turn the ball over, have to punt, whatever happened. He didn't get it. So it shows Mike Evans go to the sideline. You can see he's defeated. He's sitting on the sidelines, helmet off. He's looking mad as hell. The Bucks get a stop. They go for it on 4th down. They get a stop. Turn the ball over on downs. Bucks are up by 8. Like 49 seconds on the clock. Mike Evans needs 6 yards. But you a playoff bound team. Atlanta and Carolina are battling in OT at the same time.
So wait. To be fair, Falcons did lose anyway. We would have made it anyway, even if
but at the time that they're calling the play,
you didn't know that.
Yeah, no.
Right.
So now everybody now I'm watching with Cole. Cole wants to see Mike Evans break the record. I want to see Mike Evans break the record, right? But as a Bucks fan,
was it a record or was it for him to get his bonus?
Tie the record,
which next year he could break.
Both. Because he got a $3 million incentive for getting that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was incentive based.
But he tied the record with who?
Jerry Rice.
So he tied the record. He could break it next year, which is an amazing.
Like consecutive seasons with
1,000 yards.
It's 11.
Right.
He hasn't had a season below 1,000. And I want to put this out there. Mike Evans is the top high receiver of all time.
Okay.
He is a beast. He would have been so much better on another team.
So
he's a Super Bowl.
No, I'm not.
He's a Super Bowl.
I get that. I'm not knocking, and I was like I said, this is my transition year. I was all for. I love him. What I'm saying is, he would have been so much better on another team, though. Like, he had Jameis. Didn't he have Winston, and
Buddy, he had Jameis, Blaine Gabbert,
right?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
So you don't think?
Oh my god.
So you don't
Tom
think
Brady.
if he played? So you don't think if he right? And then
Brady.
and the year they won, Tom Brady. So you don't think if he had played for Tom Brady in New England or Patrick in Kansas, like that, he wouldn't be an even better receiver?
If he played with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, if he had a consistent quarterback the entire time.
I'm talking trash about Josh Allen. He'd have a better career if he was playing with Josh Allen. You know what I mean?
All right,
but
so
no. That puts him in the conversation with the quarterbacks that he's played, that he's gotten the ball from. That puts him in the conversation for top 5.
all right, so
it's like Megatron, same thing.
back to the scenario. He needs like 6 yards, let's say.
Megatron and
Right.
Matthew Stafford, but go ahead.
They're up by 8.
Stafford's trash.
Every 46 seconds in Stafford is trash.
What?
Stafford's trash.
Stafford's
and he
trash.
was more trash in Detroit. He was really
Yeah.
trash in Detroit.
Y'all don't know ball, man. Y'all don't know ball.
No, you don't know ball. You was 8 years old when Stafford was throwing interceptions in Detroit. So I don't want to hear anything.
Dude, I know about the Detroit team, bro. I was watching the NFL.
All right,
They were horrible.
6 yards.
Right.
Everybody in the stadium knows they're going to throw the ball to Mike Evans.
Right.
And everybody knows it's going to be a quick screen. So
Right.
I was listening to Baker after the game. He was like, yeah, we had to come up with a play where Mike couldn't be double coverage and we couldn't turn the ball over. But I'm telling Cole, but I'm like, this is the total, like putting a player above the team and the organization. Like, you
Fact.
put this ball in the air and throw a pick 6.
And they convert on 2 and go to overtime.
That's crazy. Like, they should have been in the kneel down. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
We're gonna save this $3 million. Sorry,
What
didn't
would you have done? What would you have done?
Honestly, man, like I don't.
I'm taking the knee. I love Mike Evans. I'm
yeah,
taking the knee.
That's why you guys aren't team players.
That's put the team above.
I might
they
would have
put the
talked to
player
him.
above the
I would
team.
have talked to him. I'd have been like, "Look, Mike, what you want to do?" And it probably would have been I would have talked to the team. Maybe I'd have been like, "What do y'all want to do? Because we can nail this thing, and we're going to the playoffs 100. There's still a 0.01% chance if we put this ball in the air."
Yeah,
And if the team was like, "Yeah, let's go for it," then I probably would have went with it.
and if it was anybody else but the Saints, I would have said they let them get it. But they didn't look like they was jumping the route either. It almost looked like they was allowing him to get it and
They didn't, yeah.
No.
They didn't think they were going to win the game.
I think it was either Jalen McMillan or Trey Palmer. They ran a slant. Mike Evans ran an out, and I think it was Jalen McMillan took Mike Evans' man. That's why it was wide open.
I mean, it worked, but I'm just thinking, man, if you turn the ball over there and
You lose your job over that kind of stuff.
and cost the organization $3 million.
Baker would never
and not make it into the playoffs, right? Because that's what it would have done.
Now
right?
they still would have made the playoffs even if they lost that game. But if Atlanta would have won, they'd have been a wild card instead of winning the division. So yeah,
that's crazy.
No, we wouldn't even been in the
That
wild
makes.
card.
I thought
they would have been out of it.
They weren't.
We'd have been out. They would have been out of the playoffs.
Okay, that I was about to say. If I knew we could still get a wild card, then that would have changed it. But if we're gonna be out of the playoffs,
yeah, I thought you said they would have made it anyway.
No, because if we lost and they won, our record would be 9-8, and they would be 9-8.
Yeah, because
they had the 2 wins over us, and then the 7th seed in the NFC is the Packers, who are 11-6.
Oh yeah,
right.
So they'd have been out.
Yeah. Nah, we nailing that.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
we
they did it.
Nail it.
They did it, and Mike Evans is happy, so maybe that'll trans into next week.
$3 million.
$3 million richer.
That's why he's on my wall.
All right, guys, this was a great episode. I appreciate both of you. Any last words, predictions, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
When we come back next week, the Bucs will be in the playoffs, and Notre Dame will be in the national championship.
Oh,
You're a big Notre Dame fan all of a sudden, huh?
Hey, it just started this year. I'm not a bandwagon, I promise. But.
he like you at the Raiders. You can't say nothing.
You just said it just started this year. You're not a bandwagon. What are you talking about?
It started last year with
That's
Audric
a definition.
Estime.
That ain't what you said, though. That ain't what you said.
It started
dog.
last year with Audric Estime, bro. That's my dog. And Sam Hartman.
He literally defined bandwagon, and now he's backtracking.
Peace.
Thank you for listening, everybody, to the Magnetico podcast. We'll see you next
Carolina
week.
everywhere.
Peace. My spaghetti.